Hi everyone and welcome to the Turtlebat YouTube. I'm Gary and today I'm going to be doing another unboxing video. For this video I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Netflix The Witcher Season 2 Geralt. So I'm going to roll the titles first and then we're going to get a detailed look at the figure. Here is the figure out of the box, so I'm just going to give him a quick turn around here, just so you can see all the details here, just as we give him a quick turn around. And then next thing now is just a quick look at the head. So take a look at the head. So the head is on a ball joint, so it's just swivels left, right, backwards and forwards, so there is no hinge on the head here. With this as well, we can see this is a much better likeness of Henry Cavill. Not quite perfect, but fair to say compared to the first series figure release, definitely a lot more accurate. And then next thing we'll do is we'll just take a quick look now at the arms. So taking a quick look at the arm articulation here, the arms do hinge out and in, rotate around in a full 360. Now with the hinge there, it is hindered by the pauldron, so just be careful because if you hinge it too far it will fall off, as has happened with this one for me. I'll just show you now. No, it's actually stayed on, which is good. Oh no, there we go, it's just come off. Then we do have hinge at the elbow, so double joint. So we'll just twist this up so you can see there, double joint at the elbow. Articulation's not too bad, joints aren't too stiff, and we'll just put that back down. The arms then, if we move down, the wrists don't have hinges on the wrist, they are just swivel, so we'll just twist this around just to show, and it is the same on the other side as well, so just swivels around there. If you try and hinge it, it will pop off. And then with this arm, same articulation as well, there is the double joint, and then just because the pauldron is off this one, there is a bicep swivel as well, so you can just see that there, and it is the same on this side, so it's a bit harder because of the pauldron, but you can see there it does twist around, so you just have to be careful because the pauldron is just held on there. Then articulation at the waist, we do have a swivel here at the waist, so there is a swivel at the top. I believe it might be a ball joint, so it swivels back, swivels forward, and it can also swivel side to side. There is then another joint here, so there is no swivel just because this is molded in, but the lower part of the torso can swivel back there and swivel forward. So just to give you a quick idea there, so there is a good range of motion there in the chest. And then if we just move the leg quickly, let's lift the arm out of the way, so the legs do extend out, go back. They also, there is a hinge here at the legs rather than a ball joint, so they hinge out, hinge in, and if we just hinge both legs out, you can just see it there, just within. And then on the legs we do have, well rather we have a thigh swivel first. So thigh swivel there, double joints at the knees, so just double joint back there. There is no swivel at the boot, no swivel at the boot. There is a swivel here at the ankle, so just there we go. And there's also a hinge at the ankle, and there's also a hinge on the toe, and that is just the same on the other side. So cut here at the thigh, or thigh swivel I should say, No boot cut swivel here. Hinge at the ankle. Swivel at the ankle. And hinge at the toe. Okay. And next we'll take a look at the accessories. And so next then we have a look at the only accessory with this figure, which is Geralt's steel sword. So it is made here of a soft pliable plastic, so it is very bendable. You just have to be a bit careful when using it just to make sure it doesn't bend too far out of shape. With the sword we can see here Renfri's brooch, which is always attached to the hilt as a reminder to Geralt that when he gets involved in the affairs of men, it always ends badly for him. Anyone who's seen season 1 of the show will know exactly what I mean. And then we have the hilt is just painted on here, the pommel, so it's clear that this has all been just cast in grey, painted, and then just with details painted over. So a little bit of gold here for the brooch, a little bit of gold in the back there, and then a little bit of dark brown here for the hilt. And then just, I don't know if it'll show up on camera here, but inscribed into the blade they have etched it in with runes here as well, which is quite cool. So next thing we'll do, we'll just get some posing done. Okay, so here I've just posed Geralt, classic pose, just reaching for his sword. So we'll just give him a quick turn around here. And you can see there, just with the double jointed elbow, just where it easily allows him just to reach back to grab the sword. Now what I would say is the right hand here is very stiff in my figure. I did have to bend the hand open a bit. I would recommend using a hairdryer or some boiling water just very quickly on it, just to soften that plastic up and make it easier. And what we'll do is I'll just get him into another pose now, just very quickly. And here we see Geralt in a ready stance, somewhat of a warning stance, just with his sword held out, just out in front of him, just ready for any attack, or just to warn others not to attack him. We'll just give him a quick turn around here as well. And we'll just put him in one final pose. And now for one final stance of Geralt, just standing here with his sword in a two-handed stance. So we see him just ready there. I'll just twist him around. So one thing I will say is each time the pauldron over here on the left side, because it has popped out, I have had to pop it back on each time. So that's something that after the video I will be gluing back in. So next I'm going to do a quick comparison between this and the Witcher Geralt figure, as McFarlane has called it. Okay, so here we have a comparison between the Geralt that I've just unboxed and the Geralt that they call Witcher Geralt, because you can see he has the different paint deco on his face, showing that he has taken the potion to give them extra strength and heightened senses for fighting monsters. So, having looked at both figures, as is probably clear looking at them, this is the exact same figure as this. Now, these are both two different retail releases from McFarlane, but the body between the two of them is the exact same. There is no difference between either one. There's no difference. The head sculpts are 85-90% the same. I'll just spin it around to the back here, just so you can see them both from the back. So the only major differences between the two figures are the swords that they each come with. So the regular Geralt comes with a steel sword, the Witcher Geralt comes with a silver sword. Then with the Witcher Geralt, compared to the regular Geralt, there is, I'll just fix him here just before he falls over, there is also different face deco. So roughly the same head sculpt. The major differences is the mouths. So this one has a more stoic expression, this one has kind of a grimace. The eyes are decoed more shut, the eyes are open here, and then obviously there's the flesh tone and then the kind of blue, pale blue colour that Geralt gets when he takes the potion. So that's the only real major differences, is just the deco on the face and the two swords. Now, with the silver sword, this does come with roach. So, for me, you know, pros and cons. Pro of the figure, it's a great figure. It's beautifully sculpted, beautifully detailed, great articulation. Now, could the articulation be better? So, well, I'll stick with pros. So pros are great detail, great sculpt, great articulation, great price point, very, very reasonable, as all McFarlane's are. I believe between £20 and £25 sterling, $20 to $25 US, which is very reasonable for the quality of the figures and the articulation. Now, cons, the problems that I have with the figure. The problem that I have is no hinge at the wrist, only a swivel. This makes it very difficult to get the figure in the two-handed poses and for reaching back to grab the sword. In addition, the hands, the plastic in the hand is very stiff, very tight. That could do with being a little bit more playable. It doesn't have to be very soft, but just a little bit more playable, because it ties into my next con, which is the sword is very, very soft, very playable, and you feel like you're going to break it when you're trying to put it into the figure's hands. You feel like you're going to snap the hilt here. They could have made this a bit... They could have made it a bit more rigid than they have, and it's the same problem with this as well. The silver sword is even more sort of gummy and playable. And then the major con for me, now overall I do love the figure, but the major con is, and why I have both of them still here, this figure is the exact same as this figure. There is no reason that McFarlane couldn't have released this figure with the alternate head, ideally with the silver sword, but as the silver sword is coming with roach, I could understand that. I wouldn't be happy about it, as I'm sure most collectors wouldn't be, but I could at least understand it. I could understand the silver sword being exclusive to come with roach, but there's no excuse for not including the alternate head. I would argue even there's no excuse for not including the sword. This is just blatant double dipping. And McFarlane did this with Season 1, and it put a lot of people off with the Season 1 figure, where it was the exact same Geralt. The only difference was the head, wherein again you had a regular Geralt, and you had a Witcher Geralt. So, overall, I do love the figure, I love all this detail, but going forward, I would like to see McFarlane double dipping less than he does. Because this is ridiculous. McFarlane already double dips with a gold line, where the figure's in different colours and it's the same sculpt. That's fair enough. If people want that, that's fine. That's personal opinion. But for me, this I'm against, wherein you're having to pay twice for the exact same figure just for a different head and a different sword. That's ridiculous. That's not right. That's not collector friendly. So, again, great figure, I do love it, but there are cons with it, and they're cons that are very easily solvable. And so, that's my review. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking it, commenting on it, or sharing it. Additionally, if you want to watch the other videos in the channel, I really appreciate that as well. And if you enjoy those, please consider liking those, commenting on them, and sharing them as well. Please consider subscribing to the channel too if you enjoy my videos, if you haven't subscribed already. All that interaction is massively, massively appreciated, because it helps me grow the channel out here, and it helps me give further reach and bring more content to you all as well. In addition, if you're on social media, please don't hesitate to check me out. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm usually under Turtlebat Photo. Sometimes you may find me under Turtlebat Media. But by all means, check out the accounts. I try to post regularly on all of them, and I do reply to all the comments that I get, all the interactions, and all the messages too. So, in conclusion, everyone, just again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all have an absolutely brilliant week, and until the next time, all the best. Bye.